like to approve the agenda with the addition of letter F under the consent agenda for the letter of support for Daryland new ERA funding. All right, I'd accept a motion to accept the amended consent agenda.
I'll make a motion to accept the agenda.
I'll second.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, we'll call for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Anybody here for public forum? No? Okay. All right. We'll get right to the new business, awarding of the sale of bonds.
I'll do the consent agenda first.
Thought I just did.
You had a motion to amend it, but now you have to
We have to approve it.
approve it.
Oh, all right. Now we'll do the consent agenda as amended.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as amended.
I'll second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. And now we'll do the sale of bonds. Do you want to speak to that, Mike?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. If you recall, I was here a month or so ago and provided recommendations how to move forward with financing your wastewater project. One of the recommendations during that evening was to go ahead and secure a credit rating with Standard & Poor's, which you had done with your 2024 bond issue as well. The concerns I brought when I made that suggestion was that you had secured a nice A+ rating in 2024, and they had changed their criteria. So I was kind of concerned that maybe we might see a downgrade. But one of the criteria was that you would maintain an unassigned general fund balance of over $1 million, which you did hit with your 2024 audit. And so that was big. Staff put a lot of work in helping us put together the official statement, which Standard & Poor's, it's a disclosure document that they pour over and help ask questions. And we held a management call with both Alyssa and Karen present, and that went very well. As part of that call, staff basically said we're going to formalize a process of providing certain information to the council on a regular basis. Budget to actuals will be coming, monthly, I believe. And then also a summary of your investments and how they're doing. So having that $1 million unassigned general fund balance, along with these sort of formalizations of management practices, you secured your A+ rating again.
Wow.
So really, really well done. And so I'm telling council this because you've had some turnover in the last few years, and so we want to make sure that not just staff, but the council is aware that we need to see those monthly reports coming to you. Whether you look at them or not is, that's up to you, but it needs to be provided. And then to also always make sure that you're maintaining that $1 million number in your general fund. So make sure that your general fund budgets are always balanced or surplus, but not deficits, because you were just over $1 million. Okay. So anyways, well done. Also coupled with that credit rating, we backed that further with the credit enhancement from the state of Minnesota. So we made that application. It was processed and approved. So your bonds are trading with the state AAA rating coupled with your A+ rating underlying. And today was the day that we did a competitive sale. Now, I came to you with a worksheet that looked something like this a month ago. And I talked to you about how the interest rates worked and how you have to kind of like mush them all together to kind of come up with a net effective rate. At the time, I showed you 4.8%, a little over. I told you that was high. I was thinking maybe a quarter point. Well, these rates came in today 50 basis points lower than what I showed you a month ago. I mean, I knew I was high, I just didn't realize quite that much. So that's a good result. We had 4 bids come in. I usually expect 3 to 5 bids. We got 4, so it's right in the middle of the pack. As an end result of this, your payments are going to be about $5,000 less each year than what I showed you a month ago. Now, one big change, and I did this because of the bond attorneys, is if you look at the revenues, last time I was here, I showed you the payment kind of being half sewer revenues and half taxes, with the idea that, there's an expectation that you're gonna have some operational savings due to the project, and that'll free up revenue, but without knowing for sure we had that. Well, what bond attorneys wanted is they say, we just want tax levies pledged, and then the city can just cancel them. And so when you do your levy resolution, I don't know that Fillmore County will even ask, but if they do, you simply say, we're just leaning on sewer this year and we're canceling that levy.
Yep.
And so you reserve the right to use taxes if you want to, but what this will do is give us the opportunity to see if those savings are actually realized, in which case, the work we did with the sewer fund in the past should be sufficient. So. Okay, now, if this is approved tonight, we would close on August 1st. Any preliminary engineering that you've paid to date with cash can be reimbursed, just move back to the fund in which you paid it. But why don't I stop there and see what questions take this. Okay. I'm questioning this a little bit. Years and years and years ago, I went to Japan for 6 months and I taught an English class. And I can't speak a lick of Japanese. And I had hope, and they're so polite, and I had hope, and I was just supposed to talk to them in English, and I tried to explain to them how football works with 4 downs, get a first down. And you never saw such a confused group of people. And I said, do you understand? And they all said, oh, yes, we understand. So anyways, when I see this quiet council, when I say, are there any questions? I'm having Japan, Tokyo flashbacks.
Well, just to be sure, it's coming in at 4.3111.
Yep.
Right? Yeah.
Yes, correct. So if there are truly no questions and you're happy with the results, then the only action tonight is to approve the resolution.
And it is going to expire in 2039. Is that correct?
Your bonds are final maturity is 2051.
Oh, yeah.
25 year deal.
Yep.
But the call protection is 2034, so we can't prepay the bonds until 2034 if you chose to.
Okay.
If the wait.
Yep.
That might be the date you were thinking.
See what the rates are then, right?
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'd make a motion to approve resolution 2510 awarding to the low bid.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, we'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Mike.
Very much. Is there anything else I can help you with tonight?
Any free money out there?
I think we spent enough.
Oh, it's out of the truck. Anyways, thank you very much, and we'll be in touch in terms of closing.
Sounds good. Thanks,
Thanks,
Mike.
Mike.
Thank you.
You bet.
Just finishing reading what we just approved.
We're supposed to read that before we do this.
Keep going.
I'm gonna say about 48.
All
Yeah.
right.
Keep going.
It's
You got
down
ways
there.
to go. Yeah.
What number is it on? You can just tell me when you
48.
get there.
Should give you Michael's.
Yeah.
All right, now we'll take a look at resolution 2508, accepting the resignation and declaring the vacancy.
I'll make a motion to adopt resolution 25-08.
I'll second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion?
Thank you for your service.
Yes,
Thank
thank
Yeah,
you for your
thank you,
service.
Michael.
Good luck to
Sorry to
you.
see you lose. Yes, good luck.
Thank you.
Kentucky?
Tennessee.
Tennessee, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, hearing no discussion, we'll call for a vote. All in favor of resolution 2508, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Thank you. And that's effective the end of the meeting or the month or something.
Well,
It's stated on.
He's still
here.
voting.
Yeah, he's continuing through the end of July.
Effective August 1st.
Yeah.
That's what it says.
That's what the
So
resolution
then
says.
yeah.
we're taking the letters of interest of somebody who wants to sit on council up until August 1st. And then at the next council meeting, then we'll vote on who's going to take that place. If there is a tie, then Mayor Donnie gets the final vote on that, I
Okay.
believe.
Mhm.
And then if that person is here, we'll swear them in and they can jump right on.
All right. Resolution 2509, entertainment. You guys want to speak to that?
So,
Or,
no, this is
Oh, this
for
is
Julie
Julie.
Lewandowski.
oh, the haunted
So-
house.
She had reached out. She wants to have her that I can't say it, Mactabulous Souls.
Mactabulous,
Thank you.
I believe.
And she wants to
Mactabulous.
have that going again this year. I did ask her to provide me quite a few things. So like obviously all the dates that she wants to have it. She did get an email forwarded from Kurt Wayne, DOT. And he said as long as the event was the same as last year and her parking and traffic and foot traffic safety mitigation is the same, then he wouldn't need a new development review process. The letters is after the resolution if you want to look at it. And then also I had asked her to, she said that she had verbal like approval or permission from Ruben and Spencer. I asked her if she could please get that to me in writing. I think that would be good. I tried to call her a couple times and she's not here. So I do not have that in written form. She just has her email saying that she got permission verbally. So it's kind of up to you guys if
We can do it
feel-
conditionally,
Yeah.
that she provides
Okay.
that.
I know she had originally planned to get started earlier in July, and because we did not get it on council right away, it kind of pushed her out till July 26th for a start date, which is later than what she wanted. So I'm kind of surprised that she's not here tonight. But and if there's anything else you need, you can let me know. But I think we covered everything that you guys requested of her last year. So providing she can get me the written permission slips, I don't see any reason why she shouldn't be able to do it again this year.
I'll make a motion to adopt resolution 25-09 contingent that she provides those written statements allowing the permission from Ruben and Spencer.
That's her.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. All right. Personnel Committee,
Do you want to speak on that one, Steve? You or Tara?
yeah, we just talked about it at the last evaluation that pending the outcome of the of our audit, that we would consider increasing Karen's pay. So we came up with,
Moving her up to grade 4, step 4.
say it again,
Grade 4, step 4.
grade 4, step
Yep,
4.
effective July 1st.
She was at grade 3, step 4. So they're moving her up a whole
Okay.
grade.
Agreed.
And we considered a number of different ways of getting there, and that's the one the
Made the most
uh,
sense.
committee is recommending to council. So I'd make that a motion.
Second.
Motion and a second to move Karen from grade 3 to grade 4. Any discussion?
When did she start with us?
She started in January of 24.
Okay.
Yep. So she's been here now about a year and a half, a little over.
Yeah.
Yep. And she's stepped up. She does a heck of a good job, and she is very, particular.
Yeah.
Takes lots of notes. She's very anal when it comes to that. So, and she's done a really good job with audit too. She stepped up, helped run everything that they asked for ahead of time, and helped with all the journal entries afterwards. So she did a good job.
And this would be her first raise, other than
The
cost of living?
so in January she got the cost of living and the step increase.
Yeah, yeah,
But
Hmm.
yes,
okay.
Did we vote on that? Nope. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Now, Tipsy Side Trailer.
Now's perfect time.
Hello.
hey Tony, how are you?
Kate wants to put on a dart tournament and provide locations. And so our business, the Dixie Side Trailer, we're usually dry hire, but we would appreciate a liquor license so that we would be able to offer refreshments at the dart tournament. So that's what we're asking. You helped me fill out the paperwork.
did.
So I'm hoping that
Yep, it all looks good.
Good.
The event is August
August
10th. Yep,
and it'll be the whole weekend.
just a one day.
And it's a fundraiser. I don't think anybody's hearing you, so.
Yeah. the mic's off, I think.
Yeah, it's a fundraiser for Christina Schmidt. So
Yes.
she's got some health issues and they're out of work now for a few months, a couple months. So we're trying to raise money for them.
I'll make that motion to approve the liquor license.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second to approve a temporary liquor license for dart tournament. Any other discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yep.
Thanks.
Revolving loan fund is coming from EDA, isn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Correct.
So you want to speak to that?
Sure. Yeah, I can give a summary. So Monster Bash applied for an EDA loan from our revolving loan fund to the tune of $50,000. So our kind of our standard advertised loan amount's $25,000, but we'll deviate from that from time to time if it seems to merit a deviation. And the EDA recommended approval. I think we have 120 to 130,000 in the account right now to lend. So we're still very comfortable there. And this is to help bridge their gap. They've received pledges for a large portion of their construction project on the building. And the pledges are being paid over a number of years, as pledges usually are. And so I think they've received the first batch of funds, but desire to get the construction done now. They borrowed money from First Southeast Bank, $35,000, and the bank is getting a first mortgage. EDA with the $50,000 would have a second mortgage, and I think they plan a pretty aggressive payback as those pledges come in. So the thinking is this is probably still short term, but I think officially 5 years, a 5 year on the books repayment. So, but it may be paid more quickly is what Jay was describing to us. So, so again, the EDA felt pretty good about recommending approval for that under the circumstances, and they have had a pass loan through the EDA with successful repayment at that time too.
I'll make a motion to approve the loan.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? I would like to say it's a good deal for the fund too, because we'll be earning interest on that money that's idle. And through the years, we've loaned out over $1 million, I believe now.
Yep.
Yeah. And have money available. Any other discussion? Hearing none, we'll call for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. McMichael elevator request. Do you want to speak to that, Vicky?
I shared this with Steve. I didn't get it sent to you, Alyssa, about the elevator update. Propose, how many are there here?
I have one.
You have one. I did make a few copies. So why don't I hand these out? Last Thursday, we got the proposals for phase 1 and phase 2. If you want this or not.
We can share.
Okay. And so, and then we got also the proposal for, you have one. And two.
Thank you.
If you need to.
And-
I got 2 here.
Okay, did you get 2?
Yep,
Okay.
we're done.
All right. So, I made a rough draft of the proposal July 1st. I forwarded it to Katrina. We met with Katrina. Vicky, your mic, huh?
No,
You can hold the mic. Sorry.
I don't.
All right, Greg, I'll help you.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
There.
You guys hear me now?
It'll
Give it a
stop
second.
flashing up there. Now it should. Yep. Now you're good.
Okay,
Speak clearly into the microphone.
okay, well, clearly is a problem. I came from the golf course, okay? All right. I prepared a rough draft of the Harmony area, it was the Minnesota Historical Society pre-app in July 1st, and then we met with Katrina, Marcia Love and I did, on the 10th. It was a very productive meeting. Katrina is, I can't give her enough accolades. She's good. Harmony is very fortunate to have her. I didn't think anybody could do better than Chris. This lady, she took what my rough draft was. She did the Cadillac version of it. And I can't imagine anybody not signing up for it, okay? But anyway, it's good. And she's working on it even today. I'm afraid it was a little overwhelming for the young lady because we got cost estimates last Friday, I think. So nothing was, she started working on it after I sent it to her in July 1st. And she's doing just a super job. The due date is July 18th. That's the pre-app. And project, they'll come back to us, the Historical Society, and tell us how we could correct it. And then the final application date is September 12th. If we're fortunate to receive it, the begin date would be January 1st, and then it's an 18-month. Or maybe it's only 17 months because it did say June 1st. The stabilization phase came in at the 133.7. The ADA compliant update is a really high one. I don't know. Hopefully we can get that down when we let the 3 bids out. And then the architect and the engineer administration, they have to come down monthly and they'll help us with the bidding if we get it. So we haven't approved that number yet because I just got it last week. We meet tomorrow, the Historical Society. Dave Kingsley and Andy Overby have committed 625 hours. I've committed the 400. Katrina didn't think that that would cover the administration, all the reports. So in fact, I think she put in 900 and some hours, and I don't know. So Katrina said that she would be open to helping us with the administration of the grant. And so I just put in a question mark, CETA. I was told by Minnesota Historical Society that we should look for, I asked them, what percentage should we look for matching funds to be competitive? And I said, is it 20, 25, 30? And he said 30 would be great. So what I proposed was 20% cash match. And then the in-kind, if you approve, I did talk to Andy. I talked to Carrie Kingsley today, and he's on board with CETA, but they get their money from you. Because it's much like when we had the trail project. Chris did a lot of time on that to kind of get things finalized. And we are going to need some extra hours. So our in-kind match would be whatever you approve for CETA, Dave and Andy's and my time. And then the cash match is we're asking for 15 from the city. The reason we didn't, I had a higher figure from the Historical Society originally, but he said to be sure and hold some back for the roofing. And that'll be the next stage, unless they can get it to us by September and we can. The individual did tell me do not go over 300,000 for the ask. They never give grants for over that. So right now, if you take the 266 and the 131, you're going to get the 397. Does everybody follow that? When I was talking to Steve earlier, he said, okay, that 20% or 30%, what is it of? From what I gathered, it's the entire project. If I find out that I can't imagine them saying it's 30% on their ask, because then you'll never get the whole project done. So unless I misunderstood, this is our best bet as of now. And so I'm asking tonight for the 15,000. And I know that you do have some Don Wilkins fund monies, and I know he would love this. He'd be in favor of this. So I'd like you to consider that. The second page is more for the Historical Society. We also have a meeting tomorrow. And I just wanted them to know that of our historical funds, we still have some monies that are due to be paid out. And that is the 19.5 right now. And then we'll have the heritage proposal for the architect and also the engineer throughout the construction project. And then I did talk to Katrina, or she volunteered, and I thought, wow, that would be a great help. Then if something, would happen to me that I wouldn't be able to finish it, she'd be in the know and it'd be a good trip. Plus, as I was telling Steve today, her expertise, I think, is grant writing. She's, I believe, in her late 20s.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Roughly.
I can't speak. She did an amazing job. I think this is her first Minnesota Historical Society grant. I think having her exposed to this would help the city of Harmony with future grants. I think it would help her career, hopefully, and I think it would help CETA. And it'd be benefit the town in the future. So I strongly recommend that you consider that. I just threw in 6,500. I don't know. This is only a pre-app. But, and anything can change in the final. But right now, this is where it stands. We'll be, if we're fortunate enough to get the grant ask, then we will begin the bidding process in January, February. And then work will probably start in the spring, depending on the contractor. And there will be, well, maybe May through September, something like that. And there's always the ADA compliant work. A lot of it is done inside. So I think that might go through the fall. And then we'll be finishing up. My understanding from the Historical Society person was they give you 30% upfront. I'm assuming whatever we ask is the 30% of that. So they're expecting us to also give 30% of that 80. I'm thinking that if I was running a grant, that's how I would do it. So, and then as the costs come in, they give you 50% at another time. And then they hold back 30% until everything's paid, until everything's completed and it's been approved by the Minnesota Historical Society. We are hopeful that we can get bids underneath this about, but we don't know. So my ask tonight is for the city for 15 and for you to consider some monies for CETA. And that might change a little. We'd let you know before the final application.
And just so council knows, Michael will, of course, that CETA, our contract's about, I don't know, 9,800 a quarter. So this isn't additional spending. This is just an allocation of her time. So there's no added cost.
Yeah, Carrie was interested in that part too. And I said, no, it's just instead of getting, well, it's much like when you did the trail work. Chris worked on it. You didn't get reimbursed for it. It was your in-kind participation in it. And this would be the same sort of thing.
And that probably calculates to about 10 working days.
Yeah.
Equivalent.
It would take away what she might do prospecting or working on a different grant or
Yeah.
whatever else.
Yeah, Carrie was wondering about that. I think if you did, he thought she got, the contract was maybe for $60-some an hour. Well, this would be I don't know, maybe 100 hours total for 18 months, if that, so.
Okay.
Do we
Any
know,
questions?
Maybe for Alyssa or anyone else, do we know how much is in the Don Wilkins funds?
70,200.
I like the idea of not using taxpayer money and of using, Don would support this. This would be a project that he would get behind, I know, so.
Yes, I would concur with that Donnie Wilkin would have really liked that project.
Yes. Yes. And just to let you know, that's right now, this doesn't include the roofing. So that would be next year. And we would be, we'll try to do some fundraisers. But we'll be putting money in. I think probably 25,000 at this time, depending on how much fundraising we get done. Could be 30, and then we probably would, whatever the match is, for 20%, we'd probably come back and ask something similar to that. But I have no idea what those project costs would be. I know Dave Kingsley thinks that we can cut these. He says, you never know until you let the bids. And this was, what we got were the construction documents and we got the cost estimates. So those are what was given to us. So we have to start with something. And so we're starting with those cost estimates.
And the purpose of getting this approved tonight is so that you can say this is committed money. in your
Secured,
pre- your
that's the
pre-app.
terminology.
Secured, yeah.
Yeah, right now it would be unsecured. But I didn't want to bring it back to you in another month and say, we need it, we need it, we need it. I wanted you to be aware of it. I know Dave came to the last meeting and we talked about it, about the project. But now that we have the figures, we can talk a little bit more in detail about the project. So,
And so people know the HACF is a grant request they're going to make, but our meeting is tomorrow night and there wasn't enough time to get that into our process. So we'll be having another meeting before September 12th to consider or vote on the 15,000 request. So right now that money would be
unsecured.
unsecured.
Yeah.
Yep. But,
Yeah. But
but it's a pre-app, so I think. it's-
yeah, this is a pre-app only. And again, Donnie gave money to the foundation too, so
Mhm.
the same information will be applicable there.
So then these funds, if approved tonight, would be secured for the purpose of the project, but only if
If
everything
it goes
is approved.
through.
Yeah.
If it doesn't go through, then we had to start somewhere, so this is where we started.
And that spending would come out sometime in 2026 or.
And 2027,
Yeah.
because the final payments will not be paid until 2027.
Yep.
So,
But if we did it from the Wilkin, we would earmark it, so it's kind of off the ledger, so to speak. Committed.
All motion to allocate 15,000 from the Don Wilkins funds for the project and as well as the in-kind donations from CETA with Katrina's time.
I'll second that. Is there any further discussion? Any questions? Is that clear to you, Alyssa? Okay.
Yep.
All right. We'll call a vote on the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
thank you.
Well,
very
thank you
much.
for all your work
Thank
on
you.
this.
Well,
It's a good project to have going.
I hope so. I hope we aren't just hitting our heads against the wall, but I think it has potential and you gotta,
Ours is right there where everyone will see it.
Yep.
That
Yeah.
comes.
yeah.
Nice.
And I think I gave you something with writing on the back, so I'm going to give you.
That one?
I'll give you this.
Okay,
All right.
sounds good.
I saw it when you were leafing through it. Thank you very much for your consideration
Thank you.
and your support.
Mhm. Any old business that we want to talk about? All right. Do we have a building and maintenance report?
Get the wastewater report. Nothing on